Recently, I've published an online full training course on Cloudflare Workers. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the questions that were asked by the students. In this video, I'm going to cover how to access and process the Cloudflare object that comes inside the request, the event. It's also referred in the documentation as incoming request CF properties, something like that. So be sure to hit the subscribe button below, smash that like button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. So if we go to the Cloudflare Workers login, go to the dashboard, go to the Workers section and create a new one, we get a nice boilerplate. On the top portion we get the listener, and then on the bottom side we have the handle request where we can process the data depending on the logic that we want to do. Then if we actually hit save and deploy, wait for a second, now we can give it a try, we can press the send and then see actually that we get a 200 with the logic that we expected. In this case there's not much because it's just a boilerplate. Step number 2, we're going to access the Cloudflare object. In the documentation, let's zoom in actually, we can see that we have a request where we have the Cloudflare object. And if you see at the bottom of the demo, you can see the type of content that we can get. We have the latitude and longitude. We have other information about where the request comes from, basically. We're going to copy the portion part, the code part, so we can actually use it in our own example. Now let's apply in our listener the code that we copied from the documentation so we can actually get access to the Cloudflare object. For now, we're going to just console log whatever content we have inside that new data object. So now we hit save and deploy, and after a second, if we hit send, let's see what happens. We get a 200, and if we look at the console, you can see that we have a data, but it has an error, and it says that it's just not available within the preview. What it means is that while the Cloudflare object exists within the request, it's undefined within the preview, within the playground that we have played with right now. Now let's see what happens if we copy that same URL, the one that we're testing with, and put it on the browser. We get a 200, and if we go back to the Cloudflare website, go back to the logs and click the log stream, or to start the stream, if we wait for a little bit, we'll get back the logs of our recent execution. If you open the last one, you will see that we did get the data object back with all the information, the latitude, the longitude, and everything else that we were talking about. So while in preview will not work, if you execute it for real, if you deploy it and execute it on the browser or in your terminal, that will appear in your logs. In case it's not clear, obvious enough, let's go to the code, change the console log message for something more explicit, and then we're gonna deploy again, and then we're gonna run it on our browser or terminal, go back to the logs, stream it, and then we're gonna reach out to see which log we have, and we expect to see a more descriptive message like this is the CF data object, and with the information that we expected. Finally, we move to step number 3. Let's process that CF object, let's do something with it. And while you get it on the add event listener through the request inside the event, you might want to pass it down into your handle request. That's where your logic is, because later on we could extract it somewhere else and unit test it or do something else. So you can do here stuff like send the data to KV for analytics or for whatever you want, or you can send it to other places, your own APIs or whatever else you actually might need that information. So there we go. This is one of the questions asked. So now over to you. Comment below, let me know any thoughts, questions you have around Cloudflare Workers. If you're interested in learning how to build and deploy workers from scratch all the way to production, you don't want to miss out on my full training, a set of 44 videos guiding you step by step. click the link on the description, and if you subscribed and liked the video, add a comment and I will issue a promo code of 50% discount for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.